Hello and welcome to Your Questions Answered with Father Gruner. I'm John Veneri. This is a program where we take the questions that you send us via email and Father Gruner answers them and we talk about them. And keep these questions coming, please. Questions at thefatimacenter.com. We have quite a serious question here of, well, I'll just read what it says. It has to do with the sacrament, or the marriage between a Catholic and a Muslim. And she says, I'm a practicing Roman Catholic, baptized, raised in this religion. I married a Muslim who was obviously never baptized because he was a Muslim, born and raised by his parents according to the Islamic law. We got married in a Roman Catholic church back in '94. He never converted to Catholicism and remained Muslim. We had divorced 4 years later as he never wanted to have children, which I did not know prior to the wedding, and I definitely wanted children. I would like to know if my marriage was ever valid in the eyes of God and the Church, since I married a non-baptized man from a Muslim religion, even though we got married in the Catholic Church, but he never converted. And
well, first of all, I take the phrase she has, my question pertains to the sacrament of marriage between a Catholic and a Muslim. Well, there's no sacrament of marriage. There's a marriage, but not a sacrament of marriage. There's a sacrament is only conferred between two baptized persons. So it's not a sacrament, but it's not immoral if the Church gives a dispensation for it. And obviously getting married in the Catholic Church, I have to assume that the parish priest gave them dispensation. But having said that, there was no marriage in the first place, not because he was Muslim, although no might have contributed to it, is because he didn't want any children. Yes. So, I mean, I'm assuming that they weren't taking a vow of chastity with their marriage. So in other words, she wanted to have children. The only way to have children is by having relations, marital relations with her husband. And presumably he wanted marital relations, but he didn't want the children. Well, such an arrangement is not a marriage.
Yes, that actually invalidates the marriage. And
yeah. So she has grounds for annulment.
Yeah, she could at least, I mean, this is something that a person just can't decide, well, my marriage is invalid. Yeah. You have to go through all the proper channels.
Well, yeah, you have to do that. But the point being, it's too bad that she has
this invalidates a marriage.
Yeah, yes. Certainly. I mean, and this is not Father Gruner speaking.
No.
I
know of a case. I know of a case.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's in the encyclical Casti Connubii by Pius XI. He cites this case. He says, if a man and or a woman, but if one of the partners goes into the marriage with the intention of not having children, and enjoying the marital relations, then this is not a marriage. And so there never was a marriage. There was no such thing as marriage, because the whole idea is that, God is the creator of everybody. God has created the man. God has created the woman. God gives sacred powers of cooperating with God in procreation, that is, to cooperate, to bring about creation of a new soul. That power can only be used
under the veil of marriage.
Under God's rules. And God's rule says, I will not bless this marriage. I will not call this a marriage. That if one of these, the husband or the wife, doesn't matter, says to themselves and carries out their intention to not have children.
Because that is, as we know through the consistent teaching of the Church, the begetting and education of children is the primary purpose of marriage.
If they're not going to beget, it's up to God to send the children if He wants to, but it's up to the couple to not impede by other devices or by other means to impede God sending children. So if they're anyway, so this is clear. So first of all, well, even if that man was a baptized Catholic, it would still
be the same thing. Yes.
Because in turn, I'm not quite sure what the question is though.
Oh, she's asking if it's right here. Was it ever valid in the eyes of God?
No.
And the Church?
No.
Yeah.
So and certainly this is a clear cut. If the facts are what she says they are, then she never was married. And the facts of what she says are, as long as it takes them to process the papers and go through whatever they have to do in courts, that should be annulled as fast as possible.
So we hope that we helped you, the dear woman who answered that question, and know that you're in our prayers and best wishes. And you can write to us again if you like. And
my only regret about all this is that it's taken her almost 18 years to find the truth. 17
well,
years.
That does happen. I mean, I remember, my philosophy teacher, Dr. Waters, talking to a woman. She and her husband were separated. It wasn't a divorce.
Yeah.
It was separated. She didn't go to communion for 25 years. She never got remarried. It was, but she thought, now that I'm separated, I can't go to the sacraments. And Dr. Waters said, no, you can.
Yeah.
And she said, you have taken a 25-year weight off my shoulders.
Yeah.
My people perish for lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And so anyway, as I said, we wish this woman the best, and please feel free to write to us again. And that's all for this program, and we will see you on the next broadcast. Thank you.